My finger's blue now.
I need to redo my nails.
I'm blue, die.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I don't know how you didn't expect me to do that when I said I'm blue now.
No, I did. It's just there's Kita at my bed. Yeah.
I heard her. Oh my god. Hi, Kiki.
Oh, are we ready?
Yeah, go for it, bestie. Wait, no, I'm the one that starts this.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking
about? Hello, welcome to the Fish and Flower podcast. I'm Flower, aka Rose, and this whole entire episode, I'm gonna be doing my nails. Because I'm a cool witch. They're gonna be green, which I find very fitting, being as I am reading Famine right now, which is the third book in this series, and that one is the green one.
My nails
and also, this is the month where I'm doing the grass reading vlog for some fucking reason that I forgot about. So I was like, I would do green nails, and then I remembered and I went, oh.
Yeah. Also, green is my favorite color, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's my fun fact.
Hi, my name is Fish, aka Stingray, and one is a cat, my bed. Two, I'm actually really excited for this. Three, I filmed another ASMR video. My glasses fell apart mid-video. The Wicker King fell off himself and tried to decapitate me. Well, it fell backwards, but whatever. There was just so many little mishaps. I mean, well, we'll see, you know? We'll see.
This is a very stream of conscious podcast similar to how we talk to each other on a daily basis. Today's episode is for the second book in the Four Horsemen series. If you're watching this on YouTube, which you probably are, up above in the cards, there will be a whole entire playlist of just the Fish, hosted episodes, which will have the first one in it, as well as any of the ones after this. But also, I'll have Pestilence up there as well. Because the thing with this series is I'm the one reading them, rereading. The first 4 books I will read of the year is this whole entire series. And then I take my extensive notes and the Fish reads them off and hosts the episode. So that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, Rose normally hosts stuff, and I'm just here to be funny.
Yes. And now I'm the funny one, but all the funniness comes out in my notes. So I just get to sit here and do my nails.
Too, so don't act like it's all you. My narration of your notes does a lot for your notes.
Okay? True. But, you know, my notes are very funny. wait till you read these ones.
Also, I've been told there's 10 pages of notes. So, you know.
This one is the longest one. It's just short of 500 pages, my copy of it is. And both Famine and Death are a good, 30 pages shorter than this one. And this one was nearly 200 pages longer than Pestilence.
Apparently, Rose's secondary titles are The Racist One. Great start, Betsy. The unnecessarily long one that is hella repetitive. So, that's what we're getting into. Oh, you gotta read the content warning.
Yep, I'm not gonna read all of them, because one of the 6 main ones is, a spoiler plot-wise.
Oh, my lord.
So, I'm not gonna mention that one, but the other ones I will. We have Death, Violence, War. I don't know if you know, but war is gonna be a thing in this book titled War. Sexual assault and vomit.
LOL.
That's why I wanted you to tell me to read the content warnings, because this one and Famine have lots of mentioning of sexual assault, so be warned. I am sorry in advance.
I feel like people who haven't listened to the podcast before would be very caught off guard about me saying LOL.
We say LOL to uncomfortable
It's not a serious LOL. I'm not actually laughing, besties. Don't worry. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Proof that this book is hella repetitive. Anyways. Times War won't let them have penetrative sex until she's right there. 6. The number of times they can't get away from everyone else. 5. Number of times he calls her his wife and she denies that. 6. Number of times he tells her to surrender. 9. Number of times he calls her to his tent. 6. Good to know.
Yeah.
This one starts 13 years after the arrival of the Horsemen, so 3 years after the 3 years after the epilogue of pestilence in Jerusalem. Oh, you have something else to talk about before we go any further? Because I can't be serious enough, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, you want me to do the racism conversation? Okay, well, here, I gotta scroll down on my notes. It's like that, after that paragraph. Why is this glitter not coming off? It's always the issue with the glitter. Oh my god.
You want me to read the paragraph first and then you read all that
No,
stuff?
I'll do the, okay, I'm just gonna read the whole entire, I was gonna read the bullet points, but, except for the second one, because that's the one with the racism aspect, but, because I decided to make it a sandwich of, like, funny, hilarious thing, racism, funny, hilarious thing, right? So, the first funny, hilarious thing is that War, throughout this book, just remember, no matter what's happening, he's wearing eyeliner.
I'm imagining, like, trad goth eyeliner on him.
Yep.
Already.
So,
big, takes up the whole eye.
Yeah. So,
like, over the eyebrow.
Me, as a white woman, decided to look at reviews, from other people to get their, thoughts and opinions on the whole, racism debate about this book, that I've seen many times before. I
mention that, yes, we're both white, but Rose is a different type of white person, okay?
True. So, yeah, I also specifically tried to look for, people of color, especially, like, there was one that some that I was looking for that were specifically people who were Muslim and or from the Middle East talking about this, right? Based off of the location, and the people we're talking about. But basically the gist, is that most of the setting is throughout Israel and Palestine. They even call Israel New Palestine in it. That alone is questionable. Which seems unnecessarily problematic. Like, what, 2018, 2019 when this came out? But, like, now with, everything happening in Gaza and all that stuff. Yeah, no, we can put the pieces together to recognize, why that's probably not the smart move, especially as a white woman. And she tries to gloss over it by making the main character, both Muslim and Jewish.
Okay.
But, like, that's a little icky, and then the choice of location, especially with, the fact that 98% of the death, like, war kills a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the horrendous things that are done by just the normal people. And so the fact that you put it in the Middle East, and then you make the horrendous crimes, especially sexual crimes, to be done not by this random guy who is a harbinger of death and a horseman and all this stuff, but actually just normal people, who aren't white. Are you picking up the sauce that I'm putting down? Like, yeah, that's why there's that grade A racism conversation. I have no right to say.
That's, like, obviously, we don't know, but we can
give
the information, but I wanted you specifically to speak about it because you read the books and you read the review, etc.
Yes. I did. If I remember properly, there is an author's note where she talks about how she, had, other people's opinions about the book and, like, about the culture come in and whatnot. So I feel like she didn't do it on purpose. Like, it's definitely not, like, she tried her hardest to be, like, kosher and whatnot about it. It just didn't hit properly, is what it's giving. So,
or maybe she wrote the book and got the feedback, but she didn't care.
Yeah, that's also a possibility, yeah.
Like, whatever.
Okay, on the other, to sandwich it with, funny things, I saw, oh yeah, these are both about other reviews, because I was just scrolling through a lot of reviews, where someone, compared War to Ares from, Xena the Warrior Princess. Parentheses, do you think my dad could tell I was a gay and a nerd growing up? Just asking, because that show is so gay, and I fought the urge to start rewatching it after reading this book, let me tell you. But anyways,
I will never meet your father is so rude and unkind of the universe.
I know, right? But yeah, I couldn't unsee it after that. And then someone else described War as Walmart brand Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones. Um, and then I wrote, I'm gonna go die laughing real quick. No, it's so funny because like his soldiers are called Phobos riders, and they're like riding horses everywhere. And there's like one part where like all the grass is trampled from all these horses and all the stuff, and it is very much giving like Khal Drogo the whole entire community there, how all that works. 98% of the time, it's like giving very much that energy, but like not hot. Hear me out. This is the most boring book in the series. I lowered my rating to 3 stars. Anyways, you can talk about the actual book now.
Okay. Miriam wakes up from a nightmare in the middle of the night. Fun, casual. Of course, that happens. Happens like 95% of the time, right?
I had that in the middle last night. Dude, I don't know why the hell I had a dream of someone breaking into my house.
You have those very often, I feel like.
I know! I have them as, like, stress
You live in the middle of the woods. Who's gonna break into your house? Who's gonna go out of their way to break into your house?
I don't know, but I had, like, a stress dream about that, and then I was, like, woke up sweating through all my pajamas and whatnot, which is real fun. Anyways, you continue.
She makes bows and arrows. Fun. I had a bow and arrow phase because that's how deep I was in the Hunger Games.
I should have made a stat that was how many times she shoots her bow and misses, because that's like 98% of her shots miss. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
You mean I'm a better archer than this? Okay. Yeah. A person who makes bows and arrows. Okay. She spends the rest of the night scavenging when she's stalked by her murderer, who she shoots through the neck with her bow. Okay, iconic. Mm-hmm. She gets into a certain part of the woods to collect wood for arrows, and then she hears the beat. Fun. She hides in an abandoned building. Why are we in the middle of the forest and there's just an abandoned building? Okay. Okay, Toy Factory and the Wicker King. Stop me, I had to. And obviously there's sounds, and then it's War himself. And his army of thousands. Fun!
Yeah, I don't think I put down the actual number. It's like 5,000.
That's a lot. That's a
army.
Pretty large army.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, Miriam decides to go back home and attack War's army. What the fuck? Why is you, as a singular woman at that, decides, yeah, I'm gonna go attack this, angelical being, or whatever the fuck they are, and his army of 5,000, when you can't even apparently shoot accurately 95% of the time. I'm sorry, what? She does a pretty good job killing them until she runs out of arrows. She runs to her apartment to get, that's so unserious! This is so unserious! She grabs her secret stash. I thought that said secret salsa. I was like, what?
Secret sauce.
And then spots the War. She does hit him once, but he basically hunts her down. Ooh, fun. He easily wins the fight, though she does slightly slice his cast, and he's about to win when he notices the scar on her neck. Oh, fun. Woo, mysterious. He calls her his wife and says, "You're the one he sent me." Okay. Go off, I guess. That's odd. Why? I feel a certain way about that. I have very mixed feelings about those last few sentences. But hey, he's not speaking in any language she recognized, so how can she understand him? That's a very good question, Rose. Thank you for presenting that.
You're welcome.
She tries to run, but no, she's snatched. Put on the horse. And forced to watch people be killed. Done. I need to stop saying that's so annoying. They leave the battle. They go to the camp setup they got going on. Quote, "Hey, guess what? War has glowing red tattoos too, but his are red." Okay, I get it. Yeah, cool. The quote, oh my god, I just need to shut up. They line up all the new cast is bound to bring them one by one up to war on a throne. This is so unserious. They choose death or allegiance, aka you get your head cut off or kill people for war. Rose knows how I feel about decapitation.
Don't worry, it happens again.
I hit this one. I accidentally hit the button. I was like, what the fuck? Where's it? Jumped down. Hold on. Okay, where?
Middle of the paragraph at
the
top of page 2.
Yes, I know, but it jumped down, so I had to find the paragraph. Quote, most of the captives are strong men, but the army men keep them in line heavily, hence they can't wait to, rape all the pretty women, including Miriam, end quote. I feel like I recently read a book.
This was like page 30, and it already started. I was like, come on. Like, I remember one blatant scene, but otherwise, I did not remember how heavy it is very early on. I'm like, come on.
Oh. It's Miriam's turn, and after a moment of hesitation, she chooses death. Fun, LOL. Obviously war stops that from happening. Boo, tomato, tomato, thumbs down emoji. War gives her a knife. Says we'll talk later. Okay, what? One of the other women at Camp Tamar brings her to a tent that she'll be living in. Fun. Other women bring her a tub of dirty water and some clothes and so congruent about all the bladder. Apparently, I don't. Anyways, quote, hey, remember when Pestilence was a virgin and he didn't really hang out with humans? Well, war's the opposite. End quote. The clothes she's given are particularly see-through and silk. Good to know. Why would you be wearing silk? In the middle of all this, why is silk the option? Right, okay. The woman explained war likes women to dress up and hence it's better to be war's woman than anyone else's. Okay, whatever. More hints to rape, yay. Sure. She doesn't want to wear the clothes. It's highly... Bestie, the way you write some sentences is so incorrect.
Hey, remember how a degree in
what's
writing?
That college degree to use, Bestie? She doesn't want to wear the clothes, because she doesn't want to mark herself as his, which, valid, I guess. But she thinks they will help her get the answers and also clean clothes on nice. Valid. You know, I may not understand. I'm going to shut my mouth. We're not going to open that can of worms. I'm sorry. All the other women keep on telling her just to bang him, and she'll be treated well. Okay. She assumes he calls all his women wives, so that's the fun conversation where she learns she's the first to have that pet name. I already hate it here. Just so you know. He watches her so intently at dinner that she runs away. I can't. I forgot I have clothes in the washer. I love how, I don't like this so much that I remember that I have clothes in the washer. At least the other one was fun. Oh.
Yeah, no, this one's very unfun. Don't worry, famine is fun again, so.
Tamar says war goes to a woman fast, so just bang him once or twice and you're protected, but if she doesn't, she should keep her knife close. Okay. Kristen too, because she wakes up to war in her tent. She threatens him with his knife and even draws blood, which makes him happy. I kind of would assume, but is this implying that war either has a blood and or knife kink?
It's also implied he has a bondage kink, so you know.
So that's not a out of pocket train of thought. Then is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, yeah. He likes it whenever she does bloodsheddy things. So, in fact, at one point they do bloodsheddy things together, and then they bang.
So it's essentially implied that he has a blood kink. Good to know.
Yeah.
Which makes sense as the person and character he is, I guess. Oh, I'm pretty sure all the mantras so far are supposed to be hot, but he was watching her sleep. Okay, Edward Cullen and rapey things are insinuated constantly, even by him, so it's actually just creepy. OMG, get away, Cullen! That was real funny.
I'm trying to make it funny. It's serious, but I try to make it funny.
It's not serious. This book is already so unserious. I don't care if they're serious topics. It's so unserious. Anyways, he tells her to surrender and leave. She tries to escape, but is immediately caught. At least make it interesting and not so predictable. God. There's another raid when they return. Wark has one of his soldiers in half for trying to find back as he calls Miriam to his tent where he owns a lot of shit. That was like 0 to 100 so fast.
Wait till the next sentence. Ugh, you're gonna have so much fun.
She describes him as a, quote, handsome, the way deadly things are, quote, real. I get it. Did you know I would get it? That's why you said that.
Continue the sentence.
I'm questioning her mental stability before she got kidnapped by a guy who kills a lot of people and thinks she's his wife. What does that say about me if that's the rest of the sentence and then I said I got the previous section of the sentence?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
You know, it's okay that we're into different type of people. I mean, I get it. I kind of was very much into Cate Blanchett as Hela, the goddess of death in Thor Ragnarok. But, like, she's Cate Blanchett, so, like, I give myself leave. Though I am into a woman who could kill me, so, like...
No, I mean, genuine question. What type of woman do you think I'm into? Because, like...
I love how every time you ask this, I just answer boobs. Wasn't it when I was reading this when we had that conversation where I was like, yeah, I'm into collarbones?
No, collarbones, for real. I would say ankles, but I feel like people would take that weirdly. Ankles, not feet! Never feet! Ankles!
Yes, this is very anti-feet. Every time I take a photo, my feet are accidentally in the shot of my dog. I get yelled at, so...
Like, I've given up on yelling about it, because you can never put dogs away. For some god unknown reason.
I hate wearing socks, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because that doesn't sound neurodivergent at all. When he cuts the guy in half, she describes it afterwards as him turning the guy into a human kebab. Oh, well, okay.
Do you understand the cry laughing emoji at the beginning of that sentence?
Yeah. He said she was made for him. Fun fact, not hot. I feel like in any other context that would be very hot, but not in this one.
Not in a giant towering warlord who we've seen literally cut people in half and kill hundreds and thousands of people coming up to you and be like, hey, you were made for me. Just be like, you were made for me. Every time you try to, like, do something that he doesn't want you to do, or, like, something of your own volition. Hear me out. That's not hot. Every time she tries to be her own person, he's like, surrender. And I'm just like, fam.
Get a hobby.
Fam, that's not how relationships work. And then she tries to explain that to him, and he's like, yeah. But surrender to me.
Cut part out. But, the kebab thing reminded me of the, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you remember?
Yeah.
At least that's still funny and not like, oh, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Anyways, why can't I see? Eyeballs, please. It's been a few days and they're leaving camp. Before they leave, he grabbed a bunch of her belongings from her apartment for her. He has her right up front. When she says he doesn't treat her like a wife, aka no banging. He brings up the idea of training her to his bed like a proper husband. Mama emoji. In any other context, and without that last quote, perfectly fine. But all that together, absolutely not.
I would like to know, not much longer after this, they start making jokes about him tying her up. That never happens, by the way.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of bondage jokes, and it never happens. But he's all like a proper husband. Like he's all like, "Oh, you need to surrender to me, and I could chain you to my bed, and there you yeah."
These are gonna make bondage jokes. Commit to the fucking bit.
I know, right? Like, God.
Like, we know what we're signing up for, so if you're gonna make the joke, commit to the bit, Betsy. Like,
my nose is running.
She's not into that and is freaking out, questioning where he heard that. Good questioning, yeah. He questions what happened to her family. Her father was hit by a bus.
Yeah, it's talked a lot about how he was just hit by a bus and how she, like, sometimes imagines what it was like and all this stuff, and every time I'm like, that's just so random, like...
No, that's funny as fuck. And when there was a previous war, she tried to escape with her sister and mom via boat, but they died, and that's how she got her throat scar. Boring. Anyway, maybe I should turn the comments off. Anyways, apparently Ward gets all these soldiers to follow him by reading the violence in their hearts, but he can't read hers. Is this implying she doesn't have any violence in her heart, so she's different? Oh, Lord. She runs her going towards the ocean, which gives her a panic attack due to when her family died in a scar. Is there any reason why in both of these they have to travel through water? War notices, but just snaps at her for not actually talking to him and just saying she's fine. The only life she sees on the ride is carrion birds at the bodies of people he's already killed. Okay, to be devoured. They eventually stop and are camping out away from everyone else. Oh my god! She has heat stroke, but he cradles her head and she feels better. Cough, cough, he has healing powers. I'm 98% sure that's what just happened. He's warm, but he has healing powers? What?
They all have a thing where they can, like, do the opposite of their powers. So, like, pestilence causes sickness, but he can also, like, stop infection.
What's the point?
I know. War can kill, but also heal. Death kills, but also brings people back to life. I mean, we know this from the first one, right? And then, what's the other one? Famine can kill plants, but also, grow plants. So, yeah, they all can do the opposite. It's supposed to be this whole thing where, like, yes, they think their job is to do this one thing that they were made for, but technically they're able to do the opposite. So technically this whole time they could have just not tried to enter the world. And then the power of vagina makes them stop.
I get it.
I was expecting that. And still I laugh.
Good, because I'm funny. He makes her a nice bed, and they banter about using chains this time. And then they never do it! Fuck off! The next day, she learns Pestilence was defeated somehow, and the rest of the army will arrive the next day.
Shit. I was like, all these notes are typed on my phone. I'm sorry, it's not my fault.
Sure. So she only had to spend one more night alone with War. She doesn't want to go back to her tent alone because she doesn't feel lonely with War. Oh my god. Oh my god. She has a war in her sleeve. After camp is set up, she goes through her things and decides to make arrows. Bestie, why did you take so many notes and details?
I'm sorry.
She was going to crafting supplies and Ward grabbed from her apartment and finds a picture of her family amongst it. She cries, woo, boo-hoo. She raids, yay, more raids. She plans to go out with the raid and attack Ward's people. Ward calls her to his tent again. Eye-rolling emoji, real. He doesn't want her to go on the raid and fear her being hurt, but she talks him into it by giving him a quick peck. And playing with his hair. She says she'll kiss him again if he agrees. Imagine being so down bad that you would let your quote wife go off into war just from a singular peck and some hair petting.
He believes that God will protect her, which cough cough, everything that happens in this book. But he believes that she can't be harmed, so.
Sure. Even though, okay. He speaks angelic to her, and she understands it. What the fuck? He agrees to let her go if she'll be careful, and then plants a real one on her. What?
He plants a real kiss. He goes to hell.
Oh, they make out.
Yeah.
I understood those sentences separately.
I was trying to have a funny joke in there. I'm sorry.
She starts off the battle trying to use the sword, but finds a bow. So she goes to a tall building and smacks his shoulders. LOL. Especially when trying to rape fucking hell. Rape women in the street, as she should. Right in the head. Headshot. There's a woman who shoots War a few times, and he tries to kill her but Miriam jumps between them and makes them spare her. Why? It doesn't matter.
She's your best friend, but I really hate this character, so, you know.
The way his shoulders... Why did we think this is a good idea? Because I can't speak half the time. The way his soldiers are surprised she fights them when they grab her until they explain Miriam spared her. War makes out with Miriam in the street in the middle of battle and puts her on his horse after everything is done. The outskirts of the city, they stop and War causes an earthquake that raises the dead. Okay, Nico D'Angelo, but worse. Who's ready for a zombie party? Nico D'Angelo better. Justice for Nico D'Angelo. That's all.
I mean, Nico D'Angelo is the best. I love him. He's my little baby. He's just a little baby gay.
Yeah. Bro, no! Do you know about the way Nico confessed and technically came out? Do you know? Have you read that part? Because you haven't read one of the lips.
I did. Yeah, no, I read it a decade ago, so I don't remember anything from the House of Hades. So I'm just sitting here. This is all new to me as I'm rereading it, and so I know it happens. I just don't remember how it happens.
Okay, I remember that it happens in the woods, and he tells Percy in the woods, but I forgot. I 100% forgot that Annabeth was with them when Nico told Percy.
Remember going up to this, imagine going up to a guy and be like, hey, you remember how you thought I was in love with your girlfriend? Psych, I'm in love with you.
Yeah, with their girlfriend standing next to them.
Yeah.
Nico D'Angelo, the one and only Nico D'Angelo. Anyways, after the raid, Ward sends zombies in to kill everyone else. She watches Zombie return to base and runs back into the city, but the zombies have orders to kill anything living. Or manages to return just in time before she's killed. She has a breakdown over everything, and then she says he'll keep her no matter what and takes her to the base. She jumps off his horse and admits to him she wished to return to their alone time and changed how she acted after she found her family picture amongst her things. Boo-hoo. The woman she saved is named Zara. They become friendly, and I don't know, it's a little weird. Hey, guess what? Oh my god, hey, please use commas for the love of God! You have a college degree!
Here's the thing, in normal writing, I use way too many commas, but I'm typing this on my phone, so, like, I'm not switching over to a different thing just to type in commas. Like, no, I'm gonna type it as just run-on sentences, thank you very much.
Hey, guess what? 3 of the soldiers think it's a great idea to rape Miriam. I hope you know I'm not gonna pause when there needs to be commas, so this is your fault. She quickly realizes what they're planning outside her tent, so she tries to cut her way through, but they catch her. In their attempt to take off her clothes, she stabs one of them. Hell yeah. The two others get really mad and almost beat her to. Oh my god! Before Warhawk gets there and carries her away. Bestie.
Mm-hmm.
Why? She briefly wakes up to his hands on her and panics. When she wakes up for good, War informs her he tortured her surviving attackers and left them for dead. 10 out of 10, great guy. Though he doesn't understand violence happened because he created an environment where violence is rewarded, so half points. You mean 5 out of 10? Okay. He's called away. He tells her to gut anyone else that comes in and gives her a knife and tells her where her food is. So did he take away her other knife? What?
He gives her back the knife. It was, like, originally his knife, which he threw on the ground when she was like, kill me, and he was like, no. When she first, like, she was in that line of, like, people, captives joining the group and whatnot, right? And so it was originally his knife. And so he gives her back that knife, right? Because she, like, stabbed one of the guys, so he took it out of the guy and then gives it back to her. And then there's other stuff, but I'm not gonna talk about that because that's spoilers.
Okay,
yeah.
She's a bunch, goes back to sleep. Then, in the process, her ripped shirt from the attack blows open and, ooh, boobies! And then she almost cries because he doesn't even look and lets her get herself back together. Okay. I'm sorry. Ooh, boobies. And, like, girl.
What?
I'm sorry. Why is, like, boobies a superior word? Only because it's funny. It's a little funny. Boobies.
Joanne both of us laughed when you said boobies.
Then he warns her he has to touch her again, tend her wounds, but after she agrees, she realizes he's been magically healing her. The way this next sentence is in a singular paragraph, all by itself, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. And, he has a man bun. I'm going to hang up on you.
I felt like that was very important information.
He's gone the next morning when she wakes up, but all her items are there along with some food, new clothes, and a bath. She's soaking. That made me think of something, from the other day. You remember that reel I sent you?
Yeah, I thought of the same exact thing as I was typing it, and then I was like, I'm not changing this.
Like, that's not what I know it by, but, like, why do they call it that?
I don't know, because they're Mormons?
Yeah, I know, but the other terms are just better. I'm sorry. When War returns and she just says hi. He's clearly into naked. I'm sorry. What? He's clearly into naked her in his tent. That's not a sentence. He closes his eyes so she can get out and change. Right afterwards, he strips and climbs into the bath himself. Miriam may have peeked a little bit. Okay, whatever. They get all domestic with him reading while she works, and him asking about her life. In all seriousness, I love when people are domestic in books. Anyway, she plans to move back into her own tent once she's healed. She snoops through some of his stuff. He pulls out a seat for her to eat. He kept one of her knives on him, and when she asks why, he says he's fond of it. Interesting. She gets him to agree to let her go back to her own tent, but she has to return to his when he says so. But then he sets it up right next to his. Okay, neighbor, hey! He didn't plan to move it into his own tent, but stopped himself. They move on again the next day after attackers get their judgment. Very foreboding. I love the word foreboding. That's a very nice word. Judgment time, which is actually just War trying to get Miriam to kill them when they're tied up, but she won't be an executioner, so War does it for her. Who the fuck else would do it? Two of them try to beg, but the first one who tried to call dibs on her first day said she wanted it. And War really impales a bitch. Real. When he says that, which, go off, I guess, King. Those were Rose's exact words, not mine, just so you know. Afterwards, War asked if it feels good, cause, quote, I bet you wanted my sword shoved inside you just as much as Miriam wanted yours shoved in her. End quote. What?
I would like you to know, everyone else, like, thousands of people are watching this happen, and Miriam's just standing there, like, off to the side, kind of in the center, just being like, my dude,
I imagine she's just standing there like the standing emoji, you know the one. I really wish I could have told you this as I was reading, because I'm dying. We live an icon. The way he stabbed them, they're gonna die a slow painful death. They're gonna pull their own blood. You wanna know what my first thought was?
What?
Hot.
You read the next sentence.
I would like you to know Miriam is not into this like I am. Let's see.
Why are we both like this?
Trauma.
Anyways, the next sentence is also hilarious. I'm reading this as you go along.
In fact, it disgusts her and thinks it's too much for the crime they did, which, like, nah, Queen, let them bleed out real. I had another curse thought, but I will refrain. Anyways, when she was attacked, she screamed a bunch and real loud, so all living in tents, but nobody came to help her. And around this point is when she realizes War killed off all of them, too, for not helping her. I get it. Zara shows up with some food, and some of the soldiers won't let her through. When Miriam orders them to let her in, they spit at her, but oh my god. She heard a lot of screams last night, but assumed they were the people who burned her home, so she assumed some form of justice was being served, and just, what the fuck, Zara? That was a sentence. I'm pretty sure the men who killed everyone you knew and burning your home, raping women near you is not justice, it's just more violence. That was also a sentence. She gives Zara one of War's spare knives. Boo! Tomato. So she can protect herself and says she'll handle War, which leads to Zara making a sex joke about her and War right after she heard her almost being raped. Like, hello, do you not have brain cells? I'm also asking that question. They're riding together.
I don't like her character.
They're riding together again, and she asks why she hasn't been with any woman since he's arrived. Why he hasn't been with any woman since he arrived. Can you tell that I'm only thinking about women? Forever Theirs is really good, but just let you know. He says he says she's his wife, and he will always be loyal to her. Period.
Oh, that part.
I don't know why I felt the need to say it like that. Oh my god, I was so close.
I know.
Hello, I decided to look it up on ebook. The word wife is said 213 times. I guess 200.
Yep.
I fucking knew. Like, that's just short of once every other page. Mm-hmm. Can you tell it's repetitive yet? Anyways, I'm gonna go remove this book from my Kindle again. I asked Fish to guess how many times they said at least 200, maybe 300. So I think they deserve a Kit Kat. I agree. I deserve a Kit Kat.
Yep.
I agree. How did you know I like Kit Kat?
Because everyone fucking loves Kit Kats.
You right.
We have one. It's a dark chocolate one. You want it?
Yes. I hope you know I eat all the chocolate and then I eat the inside.
You are a heathen. What the fuck?
At least I don't bite into the all the sticks together, do I? No.
I do that.
And I'm the heathen?
Oh my god, not the Kit Kat discourse.
You better clip that from me. Anyways, when they ride through Gaza, what a great time to be reading this book. Yeah, sure. She realizes everyone is already dead. Great, then it's to follow those parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. He couldn't leave her side while she was hurt, but he still needed to kill them, so he rose the dead to do Nico better. She gave him the silent treatment. Okay, get over yourself. She meant he tried to change / listen. She admits if he tried to change / listen, she would totally bang him. No. That's my thought.
Okay.
She says just to let the children live, and she's down. He won't eat when it's just the two of them, despite liking it due to stating it for her. Tomorrow the rest of the army will show up to set up camp. They're in Egypt. War can read humans' hearts because he's the only one of the four. What? War can read humans' hearts because he's the only one of the four is purely human. The other three affect all living things, but war is a purely human experience. They almost make out again. I don't care. He didn't like to stay awake while she sleeps, because talking with her reminds him how lonely it is to exist. Okay, valid. Right before this, she's thinking about how when it's just the two of them, she's not lonely anymore.
The way you're reacting to this is exactly how I was reacting while reading it, so it's very funny.
They cuddle again in their sleep. Okay, and they quickly start. Oh my god! They quickly start making out, and when they wake, there's so. I'm sorry. They're making out before they wake up. Why did you word it like that? Try helping. War likes the sound when the horse comes over and cocks blocks him because the army is coming. That's what I should have ever thought I would read.
I don't know if you know, Miriam herself uses the word cock block when she talks about the horse coming over, so, technically, blame the book.
Anyways, she offers banging if he stops facing the dead. The one cool thing he does, and she's like, yeah, if you stop doing that, I'll bang you. But not, hey, stop killing people, and I'll bang you. What the fuck? Be so serious. He says no, and
she's down bad, okay? She's trying to find an excuse.
Find a better one. Be less down bad. What the fuck? Get it together. He says no and offers camping a few more days in between cities to give people a few days. She says no, and they meet at the middle with him burning the aviary so other cities can be warned ahead of time of his arrival. Okay. Hello, welcome to Roasting Weird Sentences. Quote, this is not me saying this is Rose, and I quote, as they're getting orgasmic, I'm orgasmic over this Shirley Temple I'm drinking is fucking delicious, parentheses, no there's not alcohol in it, I am a child, parentheses, period, end quote.
I'm crying. It was a good Shirley Temple.
I didn't know alcohol could, or non-alcohol, fucking a drink that could potentially have alcohol in it could get somebody's rocks off. Like, that would go off, I guess. I hope that worked out for you. If that's what you want in your life. Also, I remember this book is just mostly oral because Miriam won't go all the way unless he stops killing people, and that's her workaround. But I'm wrong. It's her decisions until she surrenders to him. Anyways, they have oral. Okay. I'm not saying that. He eats her out and they cuddle. She's freaking out. She gives head and questions if she's missed out on a career of being an expert prostitute with the noise he's making. That's it.
What? That's what the book said.
Hear me out. No, that's not the missed career path. He just happens to be down bad and probably has never
experienced. I know this, but she's not thinking about that. She just thinks it must be because she's just so good.
I imagine she's actually terrible, but he doesn't know the difference.
Well, he bangs like hundreds of women.
I forgot. Listen, I forgot. That just exited my mind.
They have the talk about their exes, and it's very much her being like, yeah, I haven't really had any partners, and him being like, yeah, I've had countless.
Listen, I'm too busy still thinking about Pestilence, but that was actually good. My bad.
Me too. That was a good time.
They know she went around throughout the night, but she feels guilty. Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Remember when I said this was ungrueling, long, and super repetitive?
There's so much more. Zara's sister and her family live in the city, so she asks Miriam to help save them. She promises to meet her when war calls for her. They go out again. He admits he's had countless partners before her, but none of them mattered because his heart wasn't in it, and she came along. She's had 3, and only one of them went all the way in fear of pregnancy. He gives her a bow, PDA. In the raid, she sees a soldier fondling a woman in the street and kills him. Apparently, war has outlawed sex crimes in his camp now. But not during the raid.
I know, right? Like, my dude.
Please, be serious. Zara doesn't get to go to the city in time, and the only surviving member of her family is her nephew with an arrow through her... What? Zara doesn't get to the city in time, and the only surviving member of her family is her nephew with an arrow through her chest.
That's supposed to be his chest. Shush.
Yeah, I can see you shaking it. I love watching real-time edits. Miriam gets Ward to heal the boy by explaining his kindness and Miriam gets Ward to heal the boy by explaining his kindness is how he'll get her to love him. He says he'll do it for her soft heart. Something he occasionally says that I haven't brought up. He's mad though and says he won't do it ever again no matter what she offers, so don't ask. Well, fucking blinked, Bestie. She steals another soldier's horse to get Zara and her nephew out. The soldier is angry and fights Miriam. She wins, but another soldier sees her kill him and takes her in as a traitor. I need all these bitches to get a fucking hobby. Honestly, how these people don't expect war to get angry when he learns they tied her up for killing one of his men in self-defense and will probably kill someone else for it. Like, hello, are you not paying attention? Real question. Real. She's taken among all the traitors. Those soldiers warned Ward beforehand, so he's mad. He orders her to be set free. The soldier who caught her argues she's a killer and just... The soldier who caught her argues she's just a killer and a whore, so Ward stabs them, and then picks up and carries Miriam to his tent. Honestly, LOL. She explains the man they caught her... Oh my god. She explains the man they caught her killing was attacking her first. But he knew she was killing his men the whole time. Angry oil. Angry oil. Angry oil. I have questions. How?
They're both angry at each other, but they still go at it. The end.
Okay. Later that night, War calls her to attend. The only nicest soldier warns her that the others have put a mark on her and plan to kill her. War is hella drunk and wants to bang for real. Miriam won't do the fear of pregnancy and his uncertainty of what he'd do if he got a woman pregnant scares her even more, so leaves his tent. Is there no condoms in this post-apocalyptic world?
No, there are not. I mean, they can't make them anymore, and it's been like
pull out.
They can't make them anymore in factories or whatever, and it's been like 16 years since the apocalypse started, and condoms expire, so.
Why would I know about condoms?
Listen, I learned this from the second Bridget Jones' Diary movie. You know, the second one. Bridget Jones.
Like, I feel like I knew that, but like, why would I think about that?
I don't know. That's what I told you. Anyways.
This is bringing up such weird conversations. I'm sick. Quote, he takes her away for a night because he wants to hear how she sounds with nobody around to overhear, end quote. You know what? I get it. He low-key begs her to move in with him. They fight about him raising the dead. Why is that the part that makes her uncomfortable? But he bought her for the aviary, so there's nothing she can do about it. In his anger, War has her walk home with one of the zombies. I'm sorry, that's funny. They don't talk for a few days until they're leaving Mary again. She informs him if they're married, he has to respect her, which he begrudgingly agrees to. Ew. They bang again and she cries over how he makes her feel perfect. Be serious. They talk about her family, and he admits the day her mother and her sister died is the day she was marked for him with her scar. She begs for him to let a small fishing village they come across to be let go, and she writes him. So he writes through and races dead to kill them for him. What?
Yeah, she's all like, hey, don't kill them. And he's like, okay. And then raises the dead instead. He's like, technically, I didn't kill them. The dead did.
It's just the way you worked it. Ugh.
And she's like, bitch, what the fuck?
There's still so much!
I have no clue what you're talking about. This is a completely normal length.
In punishment for her defying him in front of his bed, he takes away her tent and makes her stay with him and invite him to battle the next day with him. Guess what? They pre-battle bang. Oh my god. Why does the idea of going into war get her rocked?
There's like this whole part where he's all like, when they're talking about their previous sexual partners, he's like, yeah, but like nothing's better than a murdering a bunch of people bang. And she's just like, okay. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, but what's the possibility of that being consensual, my dude?
I don't know.
But that's not answered.
That made my day. She rides his horse with him, so she's almost hit a few times. As people fight back, Laura's not happy about this. He gets off his horse, and immediately one of his soldiers tries to hunt her down. What the fuck? So he kills his horse and runs to the aviary. What the fuck is the aviary?
It's a building with birds. Specifically in this book, they have like messenger pigeons type thing, like ye olden days, so that they can send messages to other cities and whatnot.
Okay.
That's why she wants them. That's why she's willing to bang for them, because if the aviary survive and people can send messages, therefore other cities can be warned. Because like before, they were like burning down the aviaries and they would shoot down any birds that get set loose, so no messages could get through.
Okay. So like a fancy post office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Medieval post office. That's what they are.
She gets a few warnings off when the soldiers who caught her killing the last time comes after her. She escapes into a burning building. LOL. There's a Wicker King joke there, but moving on. Okay. He gets a few good hits on her, but she tricks him into coming closer and stabs him in the throat.
Shut the fuck up.
Hot. stab more people in the throat, I guess. I don't know. She almost dies in a fire, but War comes and gets her out. He kisses her, and then she passes out from smoke and inhalation.
When I say he comes to get her, he literally barges through the building on the horse. Like, he's walking upstairs on this horse. Right? That's not important. And then he goes to her, and he's like, Miriam, I found you. And then just makes out with her. And I'm like, hey, this building's on fire. There's a lot of smoke. She's already almost passed out from the smoke. And then there's also the fact that she's bleeding a bunch and all this other stuff. Like, hello? And then she does pass out.
Well, I would think so. Jesus Christ. Takes her home while healing her. She eventually falls asleep. He's very cautious of her wounds. There's a weird smell outside the tent. Is there demons outside the tent? I don't know.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Did I guess correctly?
Kind of.
Thorn seems scared when they bring in a bath. He tells her she won't be fighting any more battles. Thor believes her and is in the process when a soldier comes in and reminds him to raise the dead. She begs him not to do so. He stays with her and doesn't do it. And then she started, so fall on begging time. Yay. I'm tired. How am I only 300 pages into this? You were tired? I'm tired. What the fuck? The idea of begging her makes him more excited than the battle does. I would hope so. I would fucking hope so. Like, what the fuck? The grade A line, quote, only a woman with a vagina as big as a crater was meant to fit one cock and quote.
I thought you'd appreciate that sentence, so I made sure to put it in there.
What does that mean? What?
That means that he's a very large dick. Okay, she sees it.
I understand that, but how does logistically vaginas don't work like that?
Listen, okay, she's only had sex with one other man, so she's like kind of low-key panicking. Let her have her thought process.
The smell earlier was the zombies that now got the tent because War finally realized he can't trust his own soldiers. No shit, Bessie. A lot of banging happened. She lied about surrendering. She told a story about how her family escaping a war. When the boat engine exploded, she managed to survive only with her throat scar. Yeah, we got that fucking information. She doesn't know if her mom and sister are alive, and War swears to find them for her. She spends a day with the women of the camp gossiping about sex, yay.
I did not go into detail, but that whole scene was super weird about how all these other women are like she goes to Zara's tent first, right? And there's a little toddler in the tent with them. And she's all like, so how's the banging going? And Miriam's like, I'm not telling you other than he's good, I guess. And then she's like, okay, let's go hang out with the other woman. And then all these other women are like, hey, gossiping about people getting laid. And then they're like, hey, how's war? And then she's all like very uncomfortable. And they're like, hey, how's war? They're like, hey, how's war? How's banging war? How's doing it with war going? Like, how's that? And she's eventually just like, he's better at love than war. And they're just like, ha 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 ha. And I'm just sitting there just like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Do straight women genuinely talk about sex like that? Genuine question. Like,
I am 98%. Do I need to text Bessie and ask her? Because
I
will. Where's my phone?
I mean, you would know slightly more than I would for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I say that, but like you say that, but like I was thinking, I haven't done that with any straight woman I know, so.
I haven't done that with fucking anybody, because like.
That just seems weird, like. Hello, do straight women just sit around and talk about sex and what not? Asking for a friend. We are very confused if this is a real thing women do. Okay, she should reply somewhat soon, so we'll get an answer.
Anyways, she escapes into the night and talks the nearby city into evacuating, but War shows up and raises the dead. Oh my god! She tries to stop them and realizes nothing will, so she brings the knife to her throat to try to get War to stop. Do it. You won't.
You're
He
right.
doesn't realize he doesn't and takes the knife from her. She's realizing he's all gung ho about all humans dying. Till it comes to her, and then he's a hypocrite. You just figured this out? War removes all the weapons from his tent and has a zombie carrier. There's a new emotional distance between them, and he's not happy about it. He meant that once all humanity is just exterminated, LOL, he too will die because he comes from humanity. Oh, the soldiers celebrate the fall of the city despite War doing all the work while they slept. He kisses her at the party, and she asks him if he loves her. He says of course, so she begs him to end the killing out of love, and he quickly turns it down. She fucks him to sleep, and then takes his sword and plans to kill her with it. Oh my god! He wakes up and eventually takes the sword from her, but not before she demands he surrender. He tells her she was made to surrender. The day of the explosion, she did die, and the scar on her throat is an angelic symbol for surrender. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! There's so much more. Her punishment, War brings her out and then races the dungeon. Oh my god! And kill everyone at the encampment but his own soldiers. Can you, perchance give out a normal fucking punishment? I don't know. She cries and begs, but he won't relent. He does let Zara and her nephew live for her soft heart. The nicest soldiers called her an idiot. He did not let the children live. He did let the children live. She goes back into living on her own, and they're ignoring each other, her staying with the other humans for weeks as they continue the cycle. But oh no, she loves her every time and Elsa is always tired. Eyeball emojis. Oh my god! I'm gonna kill myself. Now she's throwing up all day, side-eye emoji. War comes to her at night, worried she's sick. She admits she cares for him and misses him. They make out. He carries her to his tent. The smell of the zombies aren't helping her now, so he immediately sends them further away. She's worried she's too skinny.
I would like you to know that when he comes to her tent and then they make out, she has been throwing up all day.
Gross.
And I'm 98% sure that they don't have, toothpaste and dental. There's no, mouthwash happening. So, that's happening. Anyways, continue.
He's worried she's too skinny, so when she immediately starts ravaging some hummus, parentheses, me too, queen. I don't like hummus. He immediately orders more hummus. They argue about calling a doctor. One of the soldiers comes to talk about the next raid, but he doesn't want to leave her and continues to serve her more hummus and water. Eventually she gets him to go and she can handle herself. She gathers her things from her tent to move back in with War. Zara admits she was spying on her for War. She's about to bang War, but he's all like, no, you're sick, you need a rest. He asks her to show him what love is, so they make love. I'm reaching my limit, Bestie. Oh no, she's just failing. I'm in your walls, by the way, just let you know. She makes the next morning really nauseous side-eye emoji. Honestly, you can guess she's pregnant. Yeah, that's your own fault. Why is the pregnancy giving Twilight?
I don't know. I would like you to... Oh, wow, this book is Twilight. I would like you to know that she's, sitting there panicking. She's like, oh my god, I'm pregnant. And then she's like, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I'm pregnant. She's like, no, it's actually just the flu. And then she's like, wait, it's been 6 weeks since my last period. And we're begging constantly. Oh no, I'm pregnant. And I'm just like, yeah. I would have guessed that the first time you threw up. I'm pretty sure every woman living, in any type of situation where you don't have proper protection and you're constantly banging on a guy, and then all of a sudden you start throwing up, your first thought is, hey, when was the last time I had a period? Not, oh, I must have the flu.
Yeah, she's panicking. She's scared of telling War and what he'll do, so she runs away right when she decides her best chance is to face War down in battle and love, and changes her mind to stay. He comes after her. He begs her to come back to him. She agrees, and he says he loves her for the first time. He vows to change his surrender to her. She says, quote, you knocked me up real good, end quote.
You know, she literally goes, I'm pregnant. And he's like, I'm sorry, what? And then she's like, you knocked me up real good. And I was just dying. I was like, that is such a dumb line.
It's kind of funny, I can't lie. He's real happy, like, crying happy. I get it. He thinks her being pregnant for the past month is why she was so bloodthirsty, aka almost killed him. I don't understand the pipeline of thought there.
He's all like, well, I'm bloodthirsty, therefore a child must be bloodthirsty, therefore that must have been why you killed me, or almost killed me. And she's just like, I don't think that's how it works, my dude, but okay.
Okay.
Anyways, now she has to teach him about pregnancy and childbirth, so have fun.
She really hates the idea of her having to go through morning sickness. Wait till he learns about childbirth. Okay, well now he's worried about her dying in childbirth, but believes his healing powers should keep him safe. He starts sparring any survivors of raids and doesn't attack any of the mini villages on their travels. With survivor cities are being warned, so they are attacked and they get shot. War heals her shoulder wound, and she takes out the 5 arrows in his back from protecting her. After that, the zombies go first, but only kill people who fight them. War starts bring all the children back. War starts bringing all the children back from raids, but then there's too many children and not enough people to care for them, so he starts sparing.
I meant sparing, not sparring. Shut up.
Yeah, I noticed. Sparing the good-hearted as well. Loving Miriam and the future child has made him realize the things he has taken from others and grown unconscious. Be so serious. War starts to leave her sweet notes with food for when she wakes up in the middle of the night hungry. Okay, that's cute. This makes her emotional. Now she realizes she loves him. Be so serious! He's sparing more and more people. How many times are you going to say sparring instead of sparing?
I think every single time I accidentally typed sparring, not sparing. In my defense, my phone kept on just, like, auto-correcting things. Like, the amount of times that I have to change.
Put your degree
Every time I type carries, it changes it from carries to, like, carries as in, like, carry a person. Like, a person's name, carry, apostrophe S.
Yeah.
And so every time I have to change it back to, like, he carries her. And I'm just like, guys, please use context clues in the sentence I'm writing. Also, a lot of the times I write, like, him and whatnot and changes it to Jim. So, you know, just weird things happen.
He's sparing more and more people and even leaving them to live in their city, leaving them to live their lives as they raided their cities. He proposes to Miriam, and she says yes. OMG, I just realized when I first read this, I was with the same age as Miriam, but now I'm older than her since I feel old.
Yeah, she's like 22 in this.
What the fuck?
And then I went, holy shit, I'm almost 25. Oh my god. Get me the fuck out of here.
I forget you're like older than me.
Yeah, that was my same reaction.
Let's see. I'll turn 21 this year. I get to drink the drink legally.
I forget that you're like a year younger than my sister, so yeah.
Which is weird because I'm usually older than everybody because I had to like I had to wait to go to school because my birthday was in September and the cutoff is like late August, you know?
Yeah.
So you made me wait to go to the next year, so I was always older than everybody else. Anyways, War decides to disband camp and let everyone but his personal soldiers go into the next city and will no longer take prisoners. She gets sad saying goodbye to Zara. The amount of soldiers is dwindling, and War isn't reinforcing the ranks. Miriam is suspicious of the soldiers. War questions if he's worthy of redemption. I'm not gonna say it's sweet token, and I will not say it. I'm trying so hard, and I will continue. War questions if he's worthy of redemption and decides to stop killing altogether. Miriam realizes the message of surrender via her scar is meant for War, not her. He's the one who can see it and read it. Are you proud of me? I didn't say the sweet token stuff I wanted to say. Soldiers warn that an ambush is coming, so he leaves with all the soldiers, and she's left behind with only a few zombies. She decides to snoop some of those soldiers. Fucking hell! She decides to snoop some of those soldiers. There's so many S's! She decides to snoop some of the soldiers' tents and finds a battle plan that shows them ambushing war. You know, I didn't used to have a list. Then my teeth shifted and moved, and now I have a list. And it's the worst thing to ever exist. She starts to panic and questions herself when suddenly a bunch of zombies rise and head towards the marked area for the ambush. She hears explosives, and then the zombies drop. She realizes the soldiers are probably going to come for her next. One of them does come and threatens they'll all rape her.
Yep. You thought we were done with this
shit?
shit?
This is punchline. Like, I don't fucking know if she fights, so she shoots him in the throat. Real. Right before he dies.
Like, if you fight, I'll take you to the others, and we'll all take our turns. But if you just go easily, it'll be fast for you, and all this stuff. And then she just shoots him in the throat. She's like, shut the fuck up.
Real.
I don't got time for this.
Right before he dies, he tells her war is dead. In the man's bag, she finds war. And
remember when I said beheading was gonna happen again? Yeah, so,
in the man's bag, she finds War's head. Oh my god. I'm genuinely shocked right now. I did not. Oh my god.
Did you not expect that?
No. She's in vengeance mode. She takes out 3 of the soldiers when the last one coming for her is the nicest. Nice-ish one. He didn't want to kill her, but he decided killing the child was the best bet. What the fuck? They decided to kill War, afraid he was going to kill them, not knowing he believed, and setting them all free. They fight for a bit, but eventually she wins and tells him she hopes he finds redemption. I can't fight it this time. My redemption, eternal ascension, setting me free. Anyways, the sweet token is out of the way for this fucking episode. We got so far before it happened. Are you proud? Kiki's been sleeping all day long in my bed. And she just got up and she said, oh, or whatever, and then she curled back on my ball, and now she's going back to sleep. And she's so real. They fight for a bit, but eventually she wins and tells him she hopes he finds redemption in the little time he has left, like war plan. She follows the undead bodies to find most of the soldiers and their body parts. LOL. She finds a pit, and at the bottom is dead War healing, but all around him are explosives, so when he heals and tries to get out, he'll just die again. Miriam is an idiot because she decides to go in after him, but that's what she blows up!
Yeah. Yeah, the end of this book was a little weird. Like, the last 50 pages is just like, hey, this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then, oop, done.
Worst POV, question mark, she's basically just her arms and neck at this point, please recognizes her. He holds her body and chants angelic. He begs Santinus to bring them back. Lord gives up his powers and immortality to bring them back, and Santinus informs him the baby is a girl. We're back to Miriam's point of view, and she begs them and tells where she loves them for the first time. Cuts 2 years later. They found Miriam's family, and they all cry, and then the baby, Maya. Epilogue. Another year later, 16 years after the OG is powerful, a giant earthquake shakes the world, and famine awakens. I'm sorry for how long this is, crying emoji. Anyways, I lowered my rating to 3 stars. I think you should lower it to 1. I would give it 1 stars.
Oh my god. Whew. Yeah, anyways, yeah, the end of this book is just very wild. It's just like, it's so repetitive and boring, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, guess what? War doesn't have a head anymore. Also, she blew up. Also, the baby's a girl. Also, she's alive again. Also, oh, here's her family. Also, Damon's awake. The end. All that happens is like 30 to 50 pages, and it's just wild.
What the fuck, Betsy?
Anyways, when I do one more swipe of nail polish right now, and then I'm done with my nails. Look at me go.
How long has it been?
An hour and a half.
Jesus Christ. I wasted an hour and a half of my life on this damn book that I didn't even read. I'm so glad. If I was going to read it, I would read the first one. I would not read this one.
That's okay. I recommend this one the least out of all of them.
Why would you recommend it at all? My God.
Yeah, no. The good news is Famine is hilarious. I have died out loud, like, cackle, like, uncontrollable laughter 3 times reading Famine. And I'm just over a third of the way through. So, good news for us. Anna's just fucking hilarious in Famine. And then Famine just, like, has no clue what to do about it. The way she acts, so just, the banter's so good. The banter's so good. I can't wait for you to read the secondary title that I made for Famine. You're gonna love it. Anyways, I decided that I was gonna read to you, so I'm doing this thing on Threads where I make, I'm using it as, like, a reading journal, right?
Yeah.
Where I, post, like, once I finish a book, what book it was of the year, the title, the author, what I rated it, and 4-ish words or phrases to explain it. And for War, I have, and I quote, my wife, racism, question mark, zombies, and surprise pregnancy.
Oh my God.
I thought you'd appreciate that. Anyways, Bestie just replied. Perfect timing. She said, not really. Most women I know are pretty private. I would have very limited personal conversation with very close friends for sides. But that's it. Women are like, though, not me though, huh? Okay. So, according to Bestie, as far as she knows, no, most women are kind of private. They don't really talk about it. Which, that's the same. I don't know, maybe just all the private girls are just leaning towards each other and don't talk about sex. And then all the women who talk about sex with each other are hanging out with each other. I don't know, but in our experience, no.
Every once in a
while, I would
while,
like you to know, I have the urge to play Subnautica on stream again, so you know.
I would watch. Every once in a while, I think every once in a while when I'm thinking about you, I'm like, mother. I'm like,
I gotta find me a lumberjack lesbian to co-mother you with. I'm leaving that sentence in. I'm cutting out the rest of the other context. I'm just leaving that in.
I agree. I think you should also find a lumberjack woman so I can have 2 healthy parents.
Oh my God, my legs are so asleep right now.
You're a single mom who works so hard.
Yeah, it's called this podcast.
Whatever. I can't work to read a song. Okay, you know the song I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Look at all these notes, though. Are you proud of me? So many pages.
You could have taken less for this one.
Okay. How long is Famine so far? Famine is 5 pages, and I'm a third of the way through. A lot of these paragraphs are giant, by the way. They don't look giant when I'm typing on my phone. I'm just like, oh, that's just a normal paragraph length. And then I look at it on the desktop, and it's giant.
They're giant on my phone, so.
Anyways, do you have anything else to say for this episode?
No.
Okay, thank you.